Okay. See, I told y'all, we really are going to try to commit to this Tuesday, Thursday gig for these videos. I'm going to really give it a fighting chance, y'all. So, we are here for the animated horror story reaction episode. This week, well, this video is actually 5 dating app horror stories. Honestly, I could tell some of my own life stories and just have somebody draw that shit out and do the same thing, because, baby, I've got a few. So, let's see, hopefully this doesn't, like, because I'm, like, super thirsty, y'all. Hold on. I hope that wasn't just, like, bootleg ASMR just now. But we're going to watch this. This one is about 15 minutes long. Let's see what she giving, because I'm actually excited to hear what these are.
I was naturally,
Oh, before we get into this, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video because we're really trying to build this series up, get more viewership, along with some of the other videos. Also, while this is up, you should also check out my G Status ATL Hustle review, which should be coming up, honestly, at the same time as this one. So make sure y'all check both of those videos out. All right, let's get to it.
a ladies' man. Women were naturally attracted to me. Once dating apps came out, I took full advantage of them. I would go on 3 to 4 dates per week. This all changed when I met a girl named Gabriella. She was an Italian bombshell. I had never stayed with the same girl for more than a few weeks. But Gabriella and I were together for 2 months. I knew she had a rough family, but I had no idea as to what extent. After two
Okay.
months of dating Gabriella, I got tired of her and wanted to see new girls.
Damn. Really? So I swear, this is just like men. It'll be nice and shiny for the first couple of months, but then, child, as soon as they've had you and gutted you and got all they can get from you, they toss you aside looking for the next one, child. If it ain't the truth.
Behind her back, I began to go on dates again. She eventually found out, and we had a huge fight. All I remember was her slamming the door on me and saying, "My dad isn't going to be happy about this." I didn't think anything of our argument and what she had said to me when leaving. A few weeks later,
I, you know what? Somebody tried to tell me how to skip these ads, and I thought I did it. I tried to skip to the end of the video, so let me see if I can fix this and then come back. Okay, so I played through the ads. I played through about 2 of them, so we should be good for the remainder of this video.
some strange things started happening to me. First, my cable line was cut to my house. This wasn't a huge deal, but still an inconvenience for me. I didn't really think Gabriella was behind it until the second incident. One morning, I went to my car to leave for work. All 4 of my tires were slashed. I had enough. I texted Gabriella that this nonsense needed to stop or else I would go to the police.
Now, on one hand, yes, she's crazy, and she's actually damaging her property, and she's performing some criminal acts. However, I can't help but feel like this could have been easier had you just been honest and like broke things off with her before you started to see new girls. Which is it's so weird how people are so apprehensive about that. Like they feel like they could just jump in, even though after you've spent a significant amount of time with a person, and you and this person are supposed to have like a somewhat of a connection. You are okay with just going off and seeing other people, and they're just supposed to be okay with it. They're supposed to sit there in a pretty little box for you to access whenever you want. Nah, that's not how this works.
She told me that she was very sorry for my misfortune and that her dad had a temper. I texted her, "So wait, your dad's doing this and not you?" She never responded to my text. After getting home from work, I will never forget the horror I saw upon walking up to my front door. There was a huge butcher knife lodged into my wooden door, with a paper note being held in place by the knife. I read the note, and it said, "If you ever mess with my daughter again, this will be you." On the bottom of the note was a decapitated stick figure with gang symbols beneath it. Long story short, I moved to a new city and don't use dating apps anymore.
Baby, just don't be an F boy no more. You'll probably have a lot better success with that too. Shit.
This happened the first time I ever used Tinder. I was laying in bed, swiping right on most of the girls that popped up on my screen. I didn't get any matches, so I put my phone down. At around 11:45 p.m., my phone started ringing. Half asleep, I answered the phone and said, "Hello, who's this?" The reply came from what seemed like a very angry, drunk man. He said, "Listen, mate, you have got to stop texting my girlfriend on Tinder." I thought to myself,
Girl, what? See, no.
what is this guy talking about? I never even matched a girl, much less texted any on the app. I started to get angry at this guy. I said, "What is your girlfriend doing on Tinder anyways? You clearly must not be giving her what she wants."
Whoa. Baby, he had time today. He like, you woke me up in the middle of the night with this bullshit. I mean, he does have a point. Like, you calling me about your girlfriend, stop texting my girlfriend on Tinder. It's like, why is your girlfriend even on Tinder? He does have a point. But he had to say it like that.
He replied by saying, "I'm going to kill you."
Oh,
The line disconnected.
well, that escalated quickly.
I put the phone down and laughed it off. I did find it strange how I never gave my number out or any of my details, but it was so late I didn't give it much thought. The next day, I was
Girl.
working a late shift at my old health club. As I finished my shift, I went to my car. My phone vibrated in my pocket. I pulled my phone out and glanced at the screen. It was a text message from...
God damn it. I looked through these guys. I hate these ads. Okay, so he has a text that says behind you, bitch, that's creepy. But let me skip through this ass.
a number I didn't... It read, "Behind you." I ignored the text, but the next photo made my heart drop. It was a photo outside of the building I worked at.
Oh,
Now, I was scared. I could feel my legs sweating. I looked around, but saw nothing. I quickly started walking towards my car. Then I heard footsteps. It was someone.
that sounds terrifying. That honestly sounds terrifying. That's why it's like you never want to go into your car at night by yourself. That's not even just like a female thing. That's people.
Running up behind me. I turned around and saw a man charging at me with a metal pole. He hit me with the pole and it fell out of his hands. He then tackled me to the ground. He proceeded to punch, grab, and then
Why are why are your hands just sticking out like this while you're getting punched in the face? Hit him. The fuck is going on?
strangle me. I wrapped my legs around him and pulled him off of me. I then punched him so hard, I knocked him out cold.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. You running up on me, taking pictures of me, calling me all times of night. You deserve these hands. Special delivery.
I called the police and they came and arrested him. The real question I still have is, how did he get my number? And how did he know where I worked? I still use Tinder today, but I'm careful who I answer my phone to. If I see a number I don't recognize, I block it now.
Maybe let me tell you something. For those of us who have iPhones, because I can't speak for Android, cannot speak for Android. There's a setting on the phone. If you go into the settings and go into under where it says phone, you can actually silence unknown numbers. And I had to do that shit because I get so many calls from like uh, telemarketers and other nonsense. So it's actually if there's not a number that's saved in your phone and it calls you and you haven't called them first, it automatically sends them to voicemail. It'll tell you that you have a missed call from somebody, but you don't have to worry about it constantly ringing and ringing over and over again. So just a little tip.
I will never forget that night. Running away from those creepy goons. It all started on a dating app. I met a girl named Natalia. Her profile said she was from Lithuania. Her pictures were stunning. They looked almost too good to be true. I suppose she must have been a model. After a few messages back and forth, we decided to go on a date. I suggested a place to eat, but she told me she was dying to check out a certain sushi restaurant. I was curious and looked up the place. The cheapest plate was $50. I was
Oh. You know what? I don't want to get too far into this topic, but it is an interesting topic. Because it's like, if you go on a date, or if you ask somebody out on a date, or somebody asks you on a date, and they say, "Oh, let me take you here," and you suggest a different place that you know is of a certain price range, is that rude? Like, is that rude for like you to expect somebody to take you to an expensive place when it's your first time meeting them? Like you're expecting to pay all this money, and y'all may not even like each other. Y'all let me know in the comments below. I'm just curious.
making a lot of money at the time, and this didn't really bother me. Natalia also told me there was a casino in the building where the restaurant was. Before leaving to meet up for dinner, she texted me, "You may want to bring some cash if you want to keep up with me at the casino." I thought that last text was a bit odd, but I got in my car and headed to the restaurant. Upon arriving, I texted her to see where she was at. She told me that she was in her car getting ready. Right before getting out of the car, she texted me, "Hey, do you think you could walk me in?" I texted her back, "Yeah, no problem. I'm parked in front of the restaurant. Which car is yours?" She told me that she was parked on the side of the restaurant in a black Tahoe. I texted her, "Come around front, silly. What are you doing on the side?" She responded by saying she already put her heels on and didn't feel like taking them off to drive 50 feet. I drove over to the side parking lot and saw the black Tahoe. There were no street lights on this side of the parking lot, and her car was the only one there. I started to feel a little creeped out by all of this.
Girl, I would be like, okay, well, I'm here. Let me see you walk out. Let me see you walk out the car, cause you over here in a dark car on the side of the restaurant where ain't no lights. No. You gonna come over here. I know that may not be chivalrous or whatever that other stuff, but girl, this is for my safety too. Shit.
I slowly pulled up to her car. I got out to tap on her window. Right before I was about to touch the window, all four doors swung open. Four guys with black ski masks got out, one with a baseball bat. I ran as fast as I could back to
Girl,
my car.
and see that's why you need visual at bare minimum, because she could be in there and she could have still been plotting to beat you up, but at least it would have been giving you some warning. Like, if I don't see you, then I'm not getting out this car. Point blank, period. Let this be a lesson to y'all. Especially if this is the first time that I'm meeting you, and no, 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 no. I need to see visual, at least FaceTime, something to know that you are the one that I'm talking to.
I just made it to my car before anyone could grab me. I peeled out of the parking lot and drove as far away as I could from that black Tahoe.
Child, I hate these ads.
I live in a small city in Romania. Romania isn't exactly known for their tolerance of gay people. It's not as bad as other places.
Oh, huh. We don't have too many LGBT stories here. Interesting.
Such as Russia, but the situation is definitely not rosy here either. I went on Grindr and I met a guy named Tim. He didn't have a profile picture.
Strike one. Strike motherfucker one. If they ain't got the bare minimum of a photo, or if they have a photo of a fucking sunset, flower, their dog, something, anything that's not their face, or if all their photos are group photos, if all their photos are group photos, assume that the least attractive person in the photo is the person that you're actually talking to. That may sound fucked up, but I I can guarantee you that it's probably true. They are probably banking on their attractive friend to carry them through and make people think that it's them. I'm telling you, just speaking from experience.
This didn't seem abnormal. I figured he didn't want people to know he was gay. We messaged each other on the app for a couple days, and I ended up really liking the guy. We finally agreed to exchange pictures. I sent him a selfie of myself, and he sent me his picture. Everything was going great. Or so I thought. We finally arranged to meet.
And again, we live in a time where we have advanced technology. I don't know what time period this is based in, but if y'all got Grindr, then you're at least enough into the smartphone where you got FaceTime. FaceTime people. FaceTime people, Tango, Uvu, Zoom, whatever you got to do, you need visual, at least some sort of visual representation that who you're talking to is actually who you're talking to. Who, or at least what you're looking at is actually what you're talking to. I'm just saying.
I had some errands to run at a tailor shop, so I asked him to meet me in front of the shop. The building in which the tailor shop was located in had 4 stories. The first floor was a storage room. On the second floor, there was a clothing shop. The third floor was a barber's salon, and the fourth floor was the tailor shop. I went to the tailor shop to get my pants hemmed. Afterwards, I went down to the clothing shop to browse around. As I was looking out the window, I noticed there were 5 men. All of them were in their late 20s.
What?
None of them appeared to be the guy I was messaging. None of them even looked remotely close to what the guy looked like. I texted the guy I was supposed to meet and asked him if he made it to the tailor shop. As soon as I sent the message, one of the 5 guys' phones lit up, and he started texting. As soon as he stopped texting, I got a notification from Grindr. I'm behind the tailor shop. I went there to smoke so no one would see me. Come smoke with me. I was terrified.
Nope. I'm glad you at least caught on before they got you with the gotcha. Okay? Now, mind you, again, this is in, where he said, Romania? I forget the country that he said that he's in. So this is probably a lot more common than we give credit for, maybe in the States. Um, so that's probably exactly what's happening here. And it's so fucked up how often this kind of thing happens when people use these grinder dates to lure people who they know are on the date to, or who are on the app to date people. They lure them out, they meet them, and they kill them or they harm them just because they're, homophobic or just an evil human being against gay people. So it's like you really have to be careful. That's why you have to utilize technology the best way that you can so that you can protect yourself. Because people have all kind of ways to try to fake you out, but there's only so many they can fake nowadays. So keep that in mind.
I realized I was talking to a different guy the whole time. The only exit door was behind the tailor shop. I asked him to walk around the side to have a cigarette with me. He agreed. All 5 guys went to the side of the tailor shop. I peeked my head from the door, looked left and right, and as soon as I saw my way was clear, I ran for it.
Well, at least he was smart.
I will never forget those.
Well, girl, why do we just start off the story like this? I need context of what this bitch deal is. She look a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What the
Those crazy eyes. Eyes that wanted to kill.
Oh,
It
no.
all began when I was messaging this girl on Tinder. She was pretty cute, but nothing that special. I would say
Damn.
she was a 7 out of 10. After a bit of messaging, she started to talk about her family life and personal issues.
Um, uh, Child, none. You gonna ask no questions.
Which she had a lot of, to say the least. She started to devolve to me that she was taking all kinds of drugs for her anxiety and depression. She told me I was the only person she had felt comfortable talking about this. I knew I couldn't get into a relationship with this girl. She just had too much baggage that I wasn't ready to deal with. I
Fair.
politely told her off, but she kept messaging me. Eventually, I deleted her profile on the app. This is when things got strange. She somehow found me on Instagram with only my first name. She liked
Damn. I mean, unless you have a very unique first name, and then again, well, I can't say that I don't use your first name because mine is literally Jamari Four. But like, if you don't have like a common name, that's a little girl. That's a little strange.
and commented on all my pictures. Now I was annoyed. I told her to stop and that I didn't want anything to do with her. She messaged me, "You can run, but you can't hide." I thought to myself that this girl had to be out of her damn mind. After harassing me on Instagram for a few days, she stopped. I thought that I could finally
Why he look look cross-eyed. Y'all see that? Is it just me?
live in peace without getting harassed. For my job, I was a waiter at an upscale restaurant in my city. It was an ordinary evening on the job, and everything was going smooth. I glanced outside, and a pit formed in my stomach. It was the Tinder girl. I thought this had to be a mere coincidence. I tried to look busy and pretended to not see her. She went up to the hostess and started chit-chatting. The hostess came over to me and told me that this fine young lady wanted me as her waiter. I thought, how did she know I worked here? I had no reference to my job on Tinder or any social media.
I feel like, let me tell you what I think she did. This is the only way that I can imagine where you find out where somebody worked. Is that since she found your Instagram, maybe your Instagram has your full name on it. She searched your full name, probably looked through your LinkedIn profile. And because if your LinkedIn profile has like your entire work history, then she can maybe look and see where you're working presently or wherever you've updated your profile, which I don't really think people put like waiter jobs on there. So maybe that's the only way I can figure out that she found out. Otherwise, she's just crazy. Or has some other way to do it. But regular people can just maybe look up your name and just find your LinkedIn.
Chills ran through my spine. I looked back over to the Tinder girl. She had a
Oh,
huge smile across her face, and her eyes were looking as crazy as ever. She said, I told you, you can run, but can't hide. Thanks for watching. You can watch a similar video here. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more videos.
wait, they just go end it right there? Child. I wanted to see what she did. 'Cause I was invested. I need to see like so what happened on the date? Like did she still continue to stalk you? Like that's the thing I don't like about these stories sometimes is that they get real good and they build you up, but they don't give no kind of conclusion. They just leave you on a cliffhanger each time, and I'm like, child. Anyway, that's gonna be the video for this. I usually keep these between like 25 and 30 minutes long each episode. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video. And make sure you guys watch the G Status ATL review that I posted this morning as well. So we putting out the content. We putting out the content trying to build this channel, y'all. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, to like, comment, and subscribe as well. Okay? So I'll see you guys in the next video.